Yeah. We've invited here to film, and you're making it. You're spoiling it for them. Is this how you want to be?
Are you here to listen or be a nuisance?
Yeah. You do know it's a media event. The guy is filming. Have you got no respect for people? Have you got no respect for people in this protest? Well, stop him as a prat. Nope, that's assault. Can you get off it, please? Off that! Off that. Sorry, you just that's not allowed. Touching my equipment.
To prevent this genocide and hold those responsible accountable. Thank you.
Bottom board. No, right, it's supposed to start 7 to 8. It's supposed to be a press conference. Right, this is, I don't know if they've started. It's Leeds Infirmary, and originally they were going to do it outside the actual hospital, but I don't think they're allowed to because you're not supposed to be political. Some apparently doctors or nurses, I'm not sure, but they're not allowed to be in uniform, so I didn't think many would turn up. It's flipping cold. Oh dear. See you later.
You see that guy that assaulted you here? You see the guy that assaulted you here?
Is there?
Yeah, the lecturer, professor, whatever he is.
Oh, is there? I don't know if... oh, okay. But that was ages ago. He normally brings his dog. Must be June. Must be 7 now. Look, they're putting a video up. Have you seen? Yeah. Oh, it's a silent one.
Silent, yeah.
I presume so. I can't hear anything. I mean, when you think about it, they normally don't. Them projectors, I don't know if they always have a speaker built in. They might do. Well, it looks like they're just putting up pictures. They've been better off having a whiteboard or something. Oh, look like that. I can't say anything with these things on. Dun, 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 dun.
So the crowd is building up a little bit now. We've got some flags. We've got a screen on. Breakfast screen. And the only guy in scrubs, work uniform, is this guy. You see him in scrubs files with the protest. Maybe there is
Yeah, I'm not convinced they're always doctors. I think they just like to dress up in the uniform. I mean, you can buy them for pennies. They'd been better off doing it the other side in front of the town hall. I mean, no one knows they're here. At least if town hall people see them. And they can still be in front of the hospital then. In fact, they could be technically close to the hospital if they did that. And still be, you know what I mean, still not on the grounds. No, still. God, it must be 7.
5 past.
Maybe that's all they plan to do.
Oh, they got a press conference.
There was no press here, is there? Except us. And I don't even seem us to want us reporting on it, so I don't see the point of having a press thing.
He's got it on his app.
Oh, is it? Yeah, but sometimes they wear it, don't they?
He's not really.
Oh no, I know they all wear it, don't they? But they must be cold in shorts. You don't notice until you get home. That's what I did last year. I was walking around and suddenly when you got home, it kicks in and you almost fall asleep with it. It's weird. Knocks you out as your body starts warming up.
I'm doing that alright? Yeah, you? Yeah, good. I don't want to get
We're just bored. If it starts, yeah. Yeah, but it's hard to use the camera. Oh, you've got the fingerless. I've got some gloves. Yeah. I'm tempted to put my gloves on, but I know these will slip out my hands. I didn't think anyone would turn up. But you know what they'd be better off doing? Yeah, they'd have been better off the other side in front of the town hall.
Well, they wanted to do it inside, didn't they? That's what it
No,
was.
outside. I thought it was originally outside on the grounds. Or was it inside?
No, but inside the grounds, but outside the building.
But if they did it in front of the town hall, that's the other entrance and they're close to the hospital. That's what you'd have done. Because the trouble is, no one knows you're here.
I didn't even know this was you.
No.
Only for parking.
Oh, yeah, but of fortune. You're lucky to get a place because there isn't usually many in there. Yeah. Half of it's reserved for doctor and nurses. Yeah.
Keep that on camera, you're clean. Right, lads.
See you later. Tell them to do something if we're frozen. Oh, God. I haven't seen any with a microphone or anything. I'm wondering if this is it.
No, this microphone's never real.
Oh, can you see one? Right. Oh, God. I wonder if it'll snow this year.
Maybe.
Oh, it has done already, I suppose. No, my mate's got the fence back up, so I don't need to go. It's all a bit of a drama. So if anyone watches this late, it's a bit late.
Oh, Blaggers is in.
Oh.
Blaggers.
Oh, is it? I didn't notice. Well, he's missing out on vital footage.
He says you could have. Did you want to invite him?
Didn't you invite him?
You sent me the bloody poster.
Yeah, but didn't you tell him? I didn't tell him.
Blame Adam.
I thought you'd have told him. Well, he's not missing anything, is he?
We tried this.
I know. Yeah. Oh well. Miscommunication there.
We can be a bit more open now, though, can't we?
Yeah. It does help.
Yeah.
That's the trouble. Yeah. I mean, originally I wasn't even going to come, was I? I mean, it was like I thought I was going to come this late. I mean, I was sort of right. It is dead. Although, to be honest, there's more people here than I thought.
I thought it'd be about 5.
Yeah, I thought they'd have cancelled it. I mean, they haven't started doing anything. Unless they wait for us to leave. You see, if you drove past, you wouldn't even know there's a protest on except for the odd flag. But it's not like a main road. The only people going down there, I think, are going to the uni.
That goes to that other main road.
Does it? I thought it was a dead end.
No, you can get out that way.
Can you? I always thought it was dead that way. Or I might be thinking up there. Maybe I don't know. I must have gone up it. Yeah, it's not exactly a busy road though, is it? Oh, he's having a go at you. Right, saying you never tell him anything. To be fair, it was because...
He's got a uniform here as well. He's got a stethoscope. He's got a bad job.
As I said, we can post more now in the news group and share. There's no going on anyway. Well, there's no else going on, so I haven't withheld any other protests.
Let me come down the area.
Yeah, come down. Why did you come down? Oh, it's probably not charged anything up. You could get down quick if you wanted. Maybe set off the anthem. Oh, right, they're at the hospital because apparently the doctors and nurses who were doing the speech, but they were told originally that, hang on, let's see. Can you see there? That's the main entrance. It's like A&E. I don't know if you can see it very well. And originally that's where they're going to do it. And then because it's on uni grounds, I mean, it's like when I was a student there, she was never allowed to do anything like this.
It's hospital grounds.
Yeah, hospital grounds. I mean, I presume once you go round this roundabout, I'm guessing that's hospital grounds or close to it. But it's sort of a mix of hospital. This is like a teaching hospital. It's connected to the uni, so it's sort of an NHS building, but they have. It's also part of the Leeds Uni. So part of that is Leeds Uni over there. I can't even stand on one. I saw a kid do what she was really showing off. Gutted me it was. She was showing off and grinning because she knew I was envious. And you know what she did? It was the coolest thing ever, and I thought I might have a go. You can see that lamppost there? Can you see that lamppost? She went up and grabbed it and just swung round, and I thought, that is pretty cool. I've never seen anyone do that. I don't know how easy it was, but I thought I might have a go doing that. But I know I'll end up breaking my neck. I'll have to bring that skateboard and we'll have to try it. I can't, I just fall over. But then again, that one I've got's kind of, maybe you can stand on a big one like that. Oh, well then you can't complain if you think it's boring. It is boring. They're not even doing it. Can you see there's a video going on? That's it. They're supposed to be doing a press thing. I mean, to be fair, to say it's 7 o'clock at night, there's more than I thought. And it's cold. Oh, I'm going to feel it when I get in. It's going to be so cold. Oh, God, this is dull. I mean, it just seems pointless doing it here. You'd have done it in front of the town hall. Because you can still be in front of the hospital. And in fact, technically, you're close to the hospital. But these people go past there. I mean, if you didn't know, if they didn't have them two flags, you wouldn't know what they were doing, would you? You just think it was just people waiting for a bus. I think there is a bus stop round here.
Hello, hello.
Oh, here we go. Oh, it's something got exciting. Oh. Shall we go
Good
across?
evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Sahara Wadallah, AGB, a healthcare worker in Sheffield. I'm a daughter of a Nakba survivors' parents who were made refugees by the creation of the State of Israel in the 1948. My parents, like hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, were forcibly expelled from their towns and homes. The ongoing Nakba in Gaza now has displaced the rest of my extended family Israel has engaged since the 7th of October in a massive and escalating collective punishment and indiscriminate massacres of Palestinians. The killing of hundreds of healthcare workers in Gaza, targeted, deliberate attacks on healthcare infrastructure, including the besiegement, invasion, destruction of hospitals and essential medical equipment, resulting in significant depletion of healthcare workforce, obstructing the provision of life-saving, preventative, curative medical care for my people, with devastating consequences. Israel has been denying life-saving aid, food to Palestinians. They use starvation as a weapon of war. All the above actions were declared by the ICJ, Amnesty International, UN Special Committees, UN Special Rapporteur on the situation of the occupied Palestinian territories, as genocide against the Palestinians in Gaza. Israel's genocide of Palestinians is an escalatory stage of a long-standing settler colonial process of erasure. This is Francisca Albini. Genocide is a criminal act under the Genocide Convention, which Israel has endorsed in 1950, a year after its creation. Today marks the UN International Day of the commemoration and dignity of the victims of the crime of genocide and the prevention of this crime. Convention signifies the international community's commitment to never again. Never again means never again. Let me introduce our first speaker. We have the honor to have Dr. Sajid Rahman, who as a trustee of Doctors Worldwide, a humanitarian worker, he is a witness of an experience in conflict zone. And actually I was talking to him in several areas. Please all welcome with me Dr. Rahman.
She ain't doing a very well job of blocking her, is she? I hope. Let's keep moving.
September 2015, the UN General Assembly adopted Resolution 69323, confirming the decision to proclaim the 9th of December as the International Day of Commemoration and Dignity of the Victims of the Crime of Genocide and the Prevention of this crime. So that's why we're gathering on this occasion to commemorate that. Within this resolution, because people have challenged and asked, well, what is our role in this and why do we have to commemorate this day? Within this resolution, there's an encouragement for all member and observer states, all organizations of the UN system, other international and national organizations and regional organizations, and importantly, civil society, non-governmental organizations, and individuals, so that's where we come in, to observe this day in order to raise awareness of the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, and its role in particular to raise awareness to combat what this crime actually means. So you might say, okay, we're gathering because of that UN resolution that says we can use
Street Hawk, if you go on the
But then
internet,
what exactly
Street
does this
Hawk,
convention
we do
say?
all the protests.
The convention was put into place in response to the crimes and atrocities following the Second World War. adopted in 1948, 19 articles form part of this convention. And it recognizes that genocide is a crime, is contrary to the spirit of humanity in the civilized world, and it encourages international cooperation, and it describes it to liberate mankind from this odious scourge. That's the kind of language used on the official documents that recognize genocide in such egregious terms. Article 1.
But you're filming us, so it works both ways, and we're not stopping you.
Genocide is committed.
You're filming us, so if you're filming us, and it's a free country.
It's considered a crime under international law. And it constitutes killings of members of a group, causing serious bodily harm or mental harm to members of the group. Deliberately inflicting on a group conditions of life calculated to bring about its destruction in part or in whole. Imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group, and forcibly transferring children of a group to another group. So the convention helps tell us what genocide is and how we understand it. So you might say, well, okay, what has this got to do with health and humanitarianism? So these two issues are intricately embedded. Humanitarianism is focused on the alleviation of suffering and the preservation of life and dignity.
It's not the most exciting
Strives
protest.
to achieve this.
They're normally better
Right?
in
With full
Manchester,
acknowledgement
but
that the actions to achieve healthcare looks at
if you want to see
individuals,
good
looks
ones,
at
Saturday,
communities,
that's when the main
populations,
one is.
to
But
promote
it's
good health,
this is like an
prevent
off-the-cuff
illness and
one.
injury,
That's
as
why
well
there's
as
not
treat
as
and manage
many.
conditions of disease. So this is us. This is what we do. But more importantly, and I think this comes back to the point earlier about humanitarian work and philosophy, genocide is a health catastrophe. And it's above other public health catastrophes, whether it's malaria or natural disasters or similar. The mortality associated with this crime far exceeds other public health emergencies, both in the immediate sense, but most importantly, the long-term consequences on physical, psychological, and reproductive health. And it just carries on through generations. And I think this is something we have to acknowledge, that this war, and what's happened, the genocide that occurred, and has occurred in other genocides, continues to have impact. We need to acknowledge what needs to happen to respond to this. So we owe it to the victims of such crimes to continue to raise awareness and highlight the indignity of such a suffering, so at least we can feel some degree of humanity and solidarity with those victims. There's an American scholar called Brendan Lindsay who published a book in 2012 about the Californian Native American genocide. And he poses this question: how did unthinkable acts, such as the purposeful murder of infants, become thinkable? Thinkable in the fact to people who valued freedom, had deep faith, loved their own children, and sought to make better lives for themselves and their families. How could otherwise good people commit such heinous atrocities and indeed honor and celebrate those atrocities? Does that sound familiar? And that was about the 1800s. I recall my time with the Rohingya in Myanmar and those displaced in Bangladesh in 2017 and 2018, where there were absolutely horrific stories of sexual violence and babies being killed or murdered. I remember speaking to women who refused to go to hospital because they were worried that there were boys that were born being killed. When I was in Bangladesh at Cox's Bazar, I remember seeing the x-rays of bullet wounds and shattered bones for civilians who were trying to escape persecution. Those who managed to escape. Even now, I receive the pictures from my contacts there of Rohingya men being conscripted by the Myanmar army to shoot against their own people. So that is what genocide looks like, and that's the human suffering that it entails. In Sudan, we witnessed a hugely neglected humanitarian crisis, where violence continues and has displaced more than 11 million people, and where 14 million are starving with acute hunger, and where cholera outbreaks now ravage some of the camps. I illustrate this because it shows how far-reaching the health consequences are, beyond just the immediate injuries and the death as a result of genocidal violence. But we also have to acknowledge that there is response to recovery, and it's With the right conditions and with accountability, hope can be restored. During my time in Rwanda, I witnessed the power of unity and reconciliation as a national strategy to bring together the establishment of local tribunal systems to hold people to account, peace education and promotion of shared values. But that journey was not without its difficulties. These paths, as you can see, are littered with obstacles. But as health workers, I think we need to strive at a high level of people. And in doing so, we have to accept that what we see as the impacts of war and violence in people are something we have to address. And as stated by Congressman John Lewis, who is a civil rights activist in the States, if not us, then who? If not now.
Just even stopping the proper camera guy. Excuse me, this is a media event, you do know that, so you've invited the media here, so you've been a fascist little Burke. Yes, tell him off as a prat.
In his behalf, we will have Naomi to state his statement and
Stupid Burke.
of the genocide in Gaza. Naomi.
Specialist centres such as those providing treatments for cancer, paediatrics and maternity care have been destroyed. There is no MRI machine available for a population of 2 million, and countless other critical pieces of specialist equipment are non-existent. Hospitals which serve as vital training grounds for junior doctors and medical students have been systematically dismantled or destroyed. This not only holds the clinical care of patients,
Yeah, I'm on the
but
internet,
also
sweetheart.
the training of future healthcare professionals.
We've invited here to film, and you're making it, you're spoiling it for them. Is this how you want to be?
to listen or be a nuisance?
Yeah. You do know it's a media event.
For the mentoring the next generation of doctors. Both medical schools in Gaza have been destroyed, halting medical education and ensuring that the future of healthcare in Gaza is in jeopardy. This is deliberate. Destruction of healthcare infrastructure, combined with the disruption of medical education and training. It is a calculated effort to dismantle the healthcare system and devastate the population of Gaza. It amounts to genocide. While people may survive bombs and bullets, the targeted destruction of healthcare infrastructure is a weapon of mass destruction in its own right. Equivalent to nuclear
The guy is
strikes,
filming.
potential to
Have you got no
annihilate
respect for
population.
people? Have you got no respect for people in this
International
protest?
Genocide Prevention Day,
Well, stop him as a
we stand
prat.
united in condemning these war crimes. The international community
Nope,
will
that's
not
assault. Can you get off it, please? Off that! Off that! Sorry, you just that's not allowed. Touching my equipment.
to prevent this genocide and hold those responsible accountable. Thank you.
Right now, it's day 430 of the genocidal attack in Gaza, and day 66 of ongoing siege on the north. So far, more than 1,000 healthcare workers have been killed. 1/3 of those confirmed killed are women. 264 of healthcare workers were detained unlawfully. 4 of those were killed while they were in the custody of the Israelis. I'm going to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Abdul Ali Farah, who is consultant in urgency and family medicine, and he got experience of someone who was impacted by events in the occupied Palestine. Please welcome Dr. Abdul.
violently, ethically cleansing Palestinians. David Ben-Gurion, the creator of Israeli state, said, "We must expel Arab and take their places." Only partially successful modeling and ethically cleansing 20% of Palestinians, which means 20% of us still remain in Palestine. We gather in the world that often speaks about never again, yet repeatedly mentioned, targeted, and fought. I am Abdel Farna, Palestinian doctor from Gaza and the son of an Nakba survivor. My family story is not unique. It is the story of millions of Palestinians, deeply scarred by the unbearable weight loss of their families. I carry with me the stories of 85 members of my family that been taken from us in Gaza. Their voices, their laughter, their dreams extinguished. Among them were children, little ones, whose faces I will never see, whose life I will never know, whose tiny hands will never hold the future that they have. I remember their names. I remember their names and imagine the future they could have had, future that were stolen by violence, by injustice, by a world that seemed to have forgotten its humanity. These children will never celebrate a birthday, never learn to ride a bike, never will walk through the streets of Gaza. Nothing under the sun. For them will be no tomorrow. And yet, this is not just my tragedy. It is the shared pain of millions of Palestinians that scarred for 76 years of suppression, apartheid, and oppression. It is shared by countless of families who have suffered under the shadow of genocide. Palestinians who are facing the most brutal genocide. You are aware that every 30 minutes a child is being killed in Gaza. It hurts visceral level to be abandoned by the world, to see our government, our institutions so silent. They've forgotten what Desmond Tutu said. If you are neutral in a situation of injustice, you have chosen to be the center of oppression. The pain we carry is universal. It's a testament to the worst of human cruelty. But while the pain is simple, it's also a call to solidarity, to justice, to change. Solidarity is not just a word, it's an action. It's a commitment to say, your suffering will not be ignored. Your loved ones will not be forgotten. The people of Gaza and all of these enduring genocide around the world need your solidarity. They need your voice, your compassion, and your courage. The world has turned its back on them too many times, and the price of the indifference has been unbearable. As I speak here today, I am filled with grief, but I am also filled with hope. Hope that our voices together can reach to the ears of those in power and compel them to act. To honor those who have been lost, my family, and the millions of others. Let's remember them, not just today, but every day. The fight against genocide is not just a fight for survival, it's a fight for humanity itself. Let us stand together, united by our shared humanity, and declare that we will not remain silent on the face of just and unimaginable suffering. Because never again, we should take this imperative very seriously. Must we never again for anyone, for
Jewish people, from Congolese people, for Bangladesh, Bosnians, Rohingya in Myanmar, Sudanese, and for Palestinians. Thank you very much.
Israel's relentless attacks on Gaza's educational infrastructure has resulted in the complete disruption of schooling, leaving a whole generation of Palestinians without access to education. All schools, universities, training centers in Gaza have remained closed since the beginning of the genocide. Over 600,000 Palestinian students are losing another year of education. 500 medical students have their education interrupted. The task of rebuilding these institutions is a daunting challenge that will take years, if not decades. Please welcome with us Professor Lubani, who is a cardiac surgeon, a founder of the Biomed Academy, who's going to share with us positive achievements of Biomed and Gaza Educate Medics.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. It's great to see so many people here. As we mentioned, 2,500 medical students stopped their education at the onset of the war, and they were impressive in Gaza. And we had no medical graduates in June, when all the medical schools across the world managed to graduate doctors, but we didn't. And this, combined with the loss of so many doctors in Gaza, who are either killed, injured, or in prison, has led to a vacuum of the number of doctors available to treat the injured and the sick and the needy. And therefore, we have an academy from January started thinking about recovering this. And we opened the registration for the students in March. And it's amazing how even in the weakest circumstances in Gaza, 2,100 medical students have registered with
It's a media event, mate. Don't embarrass yourself. It's a media event. We've been invited. If you do that, I'll smack it out your hand. 30 seconds, I'll just knock out your hand. You want it? I'll smash it up. I don't give a rat's ass. Fuck you. You shouldn't hit me with it, should you? Piss off, you silly arse. You're getting in my way. You're an idiot. You just assaulted, mate. Yeah, you just assaulted other people. You're a prat. Well, that's the woman who damaged my gear. You don't know what your plan is, mate. You just assaulted. Oh, you just pushed her in the face. Yeah, he pushed it in my face. I couldn't see a thing, mate.
It's very important for us not to connect and
So you're a fascist? Why am I a fascist? You're the one who don't want it. This is a media event, you moron. Oh dear. I'll just go this way. Good luck on you. Fat.
The amazing thing is that there will be medical graduates in Gaza in March. They will be graduating, finishing their degrees and becoming doctors in Gaza despite the Israeli occupation and in spite of the Israeli occupation. And we will continue to support them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We as healthcare workers, we bear a unique responsibility to amplify the cries of the suffering and expose the failure of the international community and especially the British government to impose effective sanctions that would compel the occupying power Israel to cease its genocide war. Our next speaker is Dr. Rihanna Henderson, co-leader of the West Yorkshire Healthcare Workers, a pediatrician who's gonna share with us the open letter to Prime Minister from Pediatricians Campaign on requesting arms embargo and imposed sanctions. Please all welcome Dr. Rihanna.
Thank you very much, Sahar. That's very kind of you. And thank you all for coming and joining us tonight in such a cold, freezing night. We have lovely health workers coming all from all around Yorkshire. We have colleagues coming from Hull, from York, from Wakefield, from Sheffield. I'm really grateful for all of you to be here, and for everyone else from Leeds who've come to join us. Thank you so much, especially members of PSC who are supporting us today. So yeah, I'm Rihanna. I'm a pediatrician based in West Yorkshire. I'm also a mum. So and I'm one of the co-leads of West Leeds, West Yorkshire's Health Pro-Palestine. So yeah, I wanted to share positive activism, and I wanted to. Sometimes it can be quite hard and it can be quite daunting that we are in this. We've been active in this advocacy for Palestinians and trying to be their voices, trying to fight for their rights to live and to look to a better future for over a year now. But unfortunately, sadly, our efforts has not achieved what we would have liked to so far, and the brutality and the massacre and the genocide is still ongoing. But I want to share you a positive experience on that note. A few months ago, as a pediatrician, and we have a duty to look after all children's health, not only our own patients, but also globally, care about the child health globally. So then I started this campaign. It was only me and two other pediatricians thinking that we should put some pressure. We should get a Prime Minister to hear our voices. So that was started on a small group, and the word of the mouth, we started an open petition, an open letter to the Prime Minister. And within a couple of months, we gathered more than 800 signatures from pediatricians across the UK and child health allies, urging the Prime Minister to end arms sales to Israel altogether, to impose sanctions on Israel until it complies with international law and stops this humanitarian crisis created. And we also urge the Prime Minister to do whatever in his power to bring a sustainable ceasefire to Gaza in order to save the children and the civilians there. So our letter, I'm not going to read you our letter because it's quite long, but it is quite powerful. And yesterday, me and a small group of us, about 5 pediatricians, we went to Downing Street to hand in our petition to number 10. It was a great experience. I advise you all to go to Downing Street at least once. Kids are unfortunately not in there, so that was a bad thing about it. But yeah, we managed to knock on the door and hand in our petition to the office. We were accompanied by Richard Bergen and Imran Hussain, two independent MPs from Leeds and Bradford, which was really good. So really great experience, and it filled my cup, and I've got so many other ideas that I will pursue on the back of that. But yeah, and this is a statement. So I'll try to write a few statements today, but it's just really emotional to talk about Gaza and the children and what the suffering they're going through, especially as parents. We can only imagine how awful it is, not only for the children, but the parents as well, not able to provide safety and a home to the children. So imagine waking up every day, not knowing if you will be able to go to school, play with your friends, or even feel safe in your own makeshift tent. Many children in Gaza experience this fear. They're just like our children. They want to laugh, learn, and live without worrying, without fear. And let us not forget the power of kindness and compassion. We are all part of a big family. And when we stand together, we can make a difference. Today I ask each of you to be a voice for the children of Gaza. UNICEF has called this war a war on children and Gaza a graveyard for children. Over 18,000 children have been killed, over 20,000 children have been maimed, and a few thousand children have been missing. The children of Gaza and Palestine have the right to live life to the fullest. They have been trampled upon, mutilated and killed. They are brave and beautiful children and deserve to live normal lives. Let us fight for their rights to live free from being bombed, being made orphans, being starved, being made homeless, being buried under the rubble, maimed and injured. We can and must make this happen for them. We must restore their world to a world they deserve. We can bring back their laughter. And we ensure that every child, no matter where they live, no matter what the color of skin or what faith they believe in, has the opportunity to dream, to learn, to play, to have access to healthcare, to food, to safety, and to a loving and safe environment. Thank you for listening, and let's work together to bring this genocide, this war on children, to an end. Let's work toward making a brighter future for all children. Thank you. And with this long speech, I think our night has come to an end. Thank you so much for coming. Safe journey back. And if you're making any videos, please share it with us. You could get that publish on our social media. And with the part of this content, it's part of 80 cities across the globe taking part in this 10th conference of humanitarian publishing about the genocide that's happening in Gaza and giving you their eyewitness statement. So thank you so much for making this happen and come from all around the media tonight. Okay, and our event has been come to an end. We have Sean from BBC who would like to do an interview. So although we are not doing a speeches, but please hang around, let's take some selfies, some photos, and Sean is going to interview a few of them.
No, I don't know. They've been harassing them, haven't they?
Only way I can get someone to film in your screen. But you know what? They were protesting your vote today. I want someone. She's on there. Are you not? Is this fun? Yeah.
We're getting off.